Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Josh McDermott, real funny.
Yeah, he was great.
Tim on the phone. This is a guy who's become a regular on the show. I love him. He's knowledgeable, funny, good man. From host of 120 Sports. Please welcome Tim Doyle. Tim, what's up, buddy?
Artie, what's up, my man? What's up, John?
How you doing? You know, maybe you can settle what we were just talking about. Sort of an odd opening question, but I'm curious. Do players get taxed on scholarship money? Can they tax them because it's income?
I've never heard of that.
Interesting, because there's a story, the Northwestern players, a judge is allowing this, have unionized. And if you're going to do that, that means it's income. Income means taxes. I'm wondering, you know, it's a lot of income, technically, that you're getting with a scholarship. If you could unionize, I wonder if you get taxed.
Yeah, there's going to be a big slippery slope. And then,
Right.
you know, right now, the whole Northwestern thing, and I'm pretty close to all of it because I graduated from there. Right now, the biggest thing is medical. And I can understand that because, say, you get hurt, you hurt your knee, and then they should be able to, at least the school, you know, pay for what you got to do to get, you know, your knee better or your medical costs. And it's got to be a window. Maybe it's 3 years, maybe it's 5 years. They should just treat you like a piece of meat. I mean, this school's making millions of dollars off you.
Agreed.
They should at least make sure you're healed up.
Well, don't schools already do that? I mean,
right now,
what school doesn't do that? They do that for football.
Some only do it for 1 year, John.
Wow.
Is this maybe in other sports? I know for football, I've heard that other sports too. Like if you get injured, they will then not renew your scholarship. With football, you basically get a 4-year deal, and then they can ask you to come back for a fifth,
right?
If you've redshirted.
But what you're saying,
but other sports, it's like you have to renew it every year.
Got Tim?
It was year to year. My scholarship every year they had to renew it.
But what you're saying,
that's the
Tim,
difference.
What you're saying, Tim, with medical bills, if they last past a year, they stop paying.
Correct.
Wow, that is horrifying. Yeah, that's. But you're saying you don't think that's true in football?
It's not true in football.
Okay.
No.
Well, football makes.
When you sign a scholarship, even in February of your senior year in high school, if you get hurt after that, you still have a scholarship for 4 years. At least
my point is, if you're playing, say you're playing at whatever Florida, and you hurt your knee, the year after you graduate, I think they cover you for 1 more year at Florida, and then that's it. So,
right.
You know, I don't know if that's right, considering they're making $50 million a year off the football team there. So, I think that's actually a pretty valid point. I think a lot of the schools are on board. The NCAA, the governing body. Yeah, there's a lot of holes in it. I remember when I went on my recruiting trip to St. John's, I couldn't take a lollipop, nonetheless a shot of Jameson from one of the bartenders. That was like an illegal gift. I was like, what kind of fun is this going to be in college?
It's weird now, but those are a lot of interesting questions on the issue of should these players who are responsible for making tons of money for these universities, these institutions, that are just big corporations in a lot of ways, should they be compensated? I think they should. There's so many ways they get injured.
I still feel like, man, it's a great deal. If you get a full scholarship and you're going to a place like we're just talking about, that you're spending $70,000 a year, you're saving your parents $70,000 a year.
Yeah, but you're making the college way more than that.
You yourself? I mean, if you have 100 guys on your team, I think you're making your school. I think you're making what you.
Listen, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'm playing the devil's advocate here. I've heard it both ways. I'm just trying to say, Tim, what do you think? I mean, there's some guys who make a lot more money for the school. A star player, makes more than what a scholarship's worth, and he could get injured the last game of his career and be a bouncer at a strip club the next year. I mean,
My problem is no one ever says, hey, Nick Saban's making $5 million a year. That seems like it's a problem. But we're talking about paying student athletes. It's like, oh, no, we can never do that.
Well, yeah, Shane just put up a good point, too, about selling jerseys of the players. The star player's jersey goes. And, I mean, it's an interesting question.
Yeah, when they were coming down so hard on Johnny Manziel for signing things, and then you turn around and their website sells signed shirts, signed jerseys.
Absolutely.
That the NCAA is reaping a huge benefit off of. It's pretty...
Like Bichetti is wearing Iowa shirts right now because a fan sent him stuff, and he'll wear whatever's free and clean.
Yeah.
But
that's a nice shirt, though.
Mike, if I asked you to sign those shirts and we were secretly selling them for like $10,000 on a website, and you got none of that money, would you be upset?
Yeah.
I shut his mic. No, look, it's an interesting point, and you could argue forever, but who knows?
Compelling, Mike.
Yeah. What about your Final Four, man? Is Dayton for real? What are you thinking, Tim?
Nah, Dayton's going to be 10-point underdog against Florida. I'm not sure they'll lose by that many points, but it's been a great run. I think they got lucky. Florida was the number 1 overall seed, and the fact of the matter is Dayton was in a very soft bracket, and they got some good matchups. They survived 2 different game-winning shots, potentially.
Right.
So, there's a lot of parity in college basketball. They have absolutely no chance to beat Florida. Florida's got a lot of depth, a lot of experience. The games tonight have been really good. I had Arizona winning it all. I had Arizona beating Florida in the final, so I'm still alive as far as that. But the games tonight have been really good. Louisville's up 3 over Kentucky and Michigan State and Virginia. That's another close one.
Yeah, 38-35. This closed. It was looking like a potential blowout early. Louisville only up by 3 versus Kentucky. There's about 15 minutes left, 15 minutes and change. You say Florida, no-brainer, easy cover, even if you were evil enough to still gamble going down that dead-end street.
I just think whenever I look at a game, I think the underdog has no chance at winning. I just have a hard time picking the underdog, and I just think Dayton has no chance at winning.
Okay, well, that's honest. It's probably right, too, but it's always exciting to have a Cinderella type going this deep in the tournament.
Sure.
It's always fun.
I don't know. I'm kind of like, I want to see the big boys butt heads in the finals. I like the Cinderellas when they win early. You got like Mercer. It's like the guy's like a farmer during the day, and then he coaches basketball at night. Like I like that early on, but then like come to the finals, like I want to see Kentucky play Duke. Like I want to see the big names.
You want to see the
awesome.
You want to see the best players.
I want to see he married his cousin. Now he plays basketball in like the small divisions. Yeah, like I love that.
You want to, but early on, but you want to see the best kids this age in the world play in the end. I get it. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly.
Phil Jackson, I think, is a waste of money. He's not coaching. He's not playing. Your thoughts?
Phil Jackson's a genius. I mean,
yeah, okay, but he's going to be. I mean, what's he doing? He's a genius.
No, it's great. Artie, they asked him to come into the Knicks, which is a complete mess. And if he turns it around, he looks like a genius. And if he fails, he could just be like, "Wow, it was so broke, I could never fix it." It was a genius move by Phil.
Yeah, well, it's a genius move by Phil, absolutely. But Doyle, that boob, I think it's just going to be. You need players. I mean, I know they're the Knicks; they got endless money, but you need players.
You've been a big Carmelo Anthony fan, and I played against Carmelo. We grew up together. We're the same age. I've known him since he's 13 years old. He's extremely talented.
He's a jerk off.
Yeah, I mean, when is he going to decide, like, hey, there's 4 other guys to play basketball with?
Right. Nah, it's tough. It is. He's a great, great player. He's, you know what? I almost feel like he's Patrick Ewing to LeBron the way, Patrick Ewing was to Jordan. Like that other great player who can't get a ring because the other guy's around.
I think Patrick Ewing goes down as one of the all-time underrated, underappreciated players. Think about Jordan. He ruined one NCAA championship, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
North Carolina.
Jordan's always there.
NBA championships that he took away from Ewing.
Yeah, Jordan was always there as a nemesis. And then Jordan plays baseball and gives Hakeem and Ewing a chance for a couple years, and Hakeem takes it. One of them was going to get a ring, and Hakeem got it. 2 of them.
The thing with Carmelo is, you look what the Knicks did as far as surrounding him with good guys. Ron Artest, Metta World Peace. I mean, South, J.R. Smith. I mean, they just went out and just go like this, oh, you have a bad background? Or, yes, come to the Knicks. I mean, if you already have a guy that's already a little bit selfish, a little bit suspect, he's surrounded with, like, great team guys, like guys that are, like, well-oiled machines and want to help everybody. Don't go out and sign, like, basically guys that are all about themselves. I thought it was just a nightmare the way the team's put together.
Yeah, the Knicks last 5 years especially, after the post-Allen, Houston, Latrell years, it's been interesting what they put together. And then you have that brief Linsanity thing, which was a joke. Carmelo really getting dissed. You could tell what the media and the fans thought. They're like, they're ready to trade him because of Linsanity. And the smart people who know the game like, calm down, he's going to come back and Linsanity's going to phase out. But he's not. He doesn't get respect from the media or the fans, Carmelo, and he won't until he wins a ring.
You think he's going to be a Knick going forward under Phil Jackson?
Phil says he is.
Well, Phil's got to say that, I think, now for morale. It's a good question.
Does he, though?
I say,
why does he have to say it now?
Well, because they're still playing. You know what I mean? If he says he's out. Now,
yeah, what's he going to say, John? No, Carmelo's not in our plan.
He says he's
what
out.
does it matter?
Well, because it's like, you know, it's respect. They got a few more games to play here. I mean, and they got a shot at the playoffs.
Wow.
Which is a joke. I mean, but yeah, you know what? I think Carmelo will be a Knick on some level, but I think he's going to try to. He's going to go nuts and try to surround them with great players. You know, go. But that's the. But if they get rid of him, who's going to be surprised by that?
Well, Jim Boeheim says
Phil Jackson, if they end up getting rid of Carmelo Anthony, then he could say, well, I need all these guys. I need some time to build my team. You know, just buy them more time.
I'm cleaning out, and now it's the Phil Jackson era. You know what I mean?
I would love that.
Well, Shetty, your thoughts?
I love hearing you guys speak.
All right, thank you.
Oh, my.
Taking it in.
Thank you, Mike. What were you going to say, John?
Jim Boeheim insists that Carmelo Anthony is a guy that you can win a championship with in the NBA. And Jim Boeheim,
him and LeBron.
He won a championship with him in college. Yeah, right.
He gets traded to the Heat.
I just don't understand why he continues to be on Carmelo's side when it's so obvious that his game needs to change.
He's not going to say he's out right now. That's a rude, disrespectful, unprofessional thing that he would never do. Phil Jackson.
No, you're talking Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean,
now
I think we feel as though the season's over.
3
for
weeks
them.
from now, you know, yeah.
So why not just, have out with it and say, hey, this is the way I'm looking.
The other families with the money they earn, I mean, not now, for 10 years from now.
I'm saying if you're Phil Jackson, why don't you say, listen, I'm thinking of going somewhere else instead of Carmelo? While the season is still happening, give him a chance to go out there and play basketball like a teammate.
No.
Give him a chance to go out there and play some defense.
There's no chance that ever happens, right? Right, Tim?
I mean, say you're it's not a sealed deal.
If I was Phil Jackson, I'd be still on a beach, banging abroad and smoking weed. I wouldn't have this job.
I know. Just when they offer, what's he getting paid there? What's he making a year?
$20 million.
It's like, how much?
$20 million, I thought.
For 1 year?
Didn't he get $20 million?
It's a waste of money. $20 million 1 year. What's he gonna do?
Well, I don't know
what's he gonna do.
I don't think he got that much.
What's his contract?
I think he got like 8 to 10 a year.
Yeah, how many years?
I would have started an elf with you, Artie. I would have taken what you remember. They asked you to kiss Will Ferrell, and you said no. I don't know. I would have kissed Will Ferrell last year. Phil Jackson.
I'm gonna find out.
Listen,
what Phil
I didn't kiss Will Ferrell. I still got the 20 G's, and the movie still sucked. There was no.
$12 million a year.
$12 million a year.
He's making.
For how many years?
You know how many years, Shane?
5-year deal.
What? $12 million.
$60 million.
Okay, here's $60 million. Get with it. Get to it, genius. What do you do?
The $60 million man.
What do you do, Tim? What do you do? He's not coaching.
No,
he's not suiting up.
You know what's going to be interesting is Michigan State has, like almost a legendary coach in Tom Izzo, and he's won at the college level. He's been to 6 Final Fours, and as I'm watching him out there right now, the Detroit Pistons fired their coach mid-season, Maurice Cheeks. In year 1, they fired him mid-season.
Mo Cheeks.
The Pistons owner is a Michigan State grad. So he's going to go up to Tom Izzo. And I heard, rumor is, 5 years, $8 million a year. $40 million.
Unbelievable.
Say no to that.
Yeah, and you don't say no to it. You're right, man. You're right, brother. You don't say no to it, but how does that help the team? I just don't know. I just don't know. Phil.
Here's the thing, though.
Phil Epstein.
It's the same, but a college coach making that transition to the pro game, it more often than not, it never works.
Doesn't work.
Chip Kelly is maybe one of the only examples I can think of that he's actually commanded respect.
Johnson made it work from Miami to Dallas.
Well, he didn't the first year. I'm saying immediate respect. Jimmy Johnson, his first year there, 1-15.
Yeah.
I'm saying Chip.
I know. That's but then
Barry Switzer had Jimmy Johnson's team that he just built up.
He did.
I'm saying Chip Kelly came out and changed everything, and there was never once an occasion where guys questioned his motives or his coaching, the direction he was going with the team. And they loved him. And now he goes out and cuts Deshaun Jackson.
That man's name.
And everyone says, we love this move.
That man's name was Mo Green. And somebody put a bullet through his eye. I didn't ask. And the town he built was Las Vegas. Tim, can you stick around?
Sure.
Back in.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.